All right, let's get to our health topic today because it's a big one. I want to talk about just 4 pillars for health because often, people express to me, I go here and I hear this and I hear that over here and it's like a fire hose. I don't know who to believe. I don't know what to start. It's just, there's so much information. And so I'm like, okay, today I'm just going to boil it down to 4 different categories. Okay. 4 pillars of health: sleep, nutrition, activity, and community. So you want lasting wellness, you got to tend to these 4 core pillars. Okay. So think of them as the foundation of health. If one pillar is weak though, the whole structure starts to become weak. And when each is strong and balanced, you create stability, you create energy, and you create resilience in the body and also in the mind and spirit. Okay. Number 1, sleep. Sleep is your body's most powerful healing mechanism. During sleep, your cells repair, your brain detoxes, and your hormones reset. Hear me. Your hormones reset. Not sleeping or waking up every day at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. This is a communication from your body. Okay? We've got to start with sleep. I know I say that sleep is always underestimated, but I am like putting such a focus on it now because it is a vital sign as well. When you are not sleeping well, your body is not optimizing the detox process and it's not optimizing its reset that it needs. Okay. So don't skimp on rest. It doesn't mean you're more productive. I don't know. That's American culture too. I noticed this many years ago. American culture became one that it was a badge of honor not to sleep. Oh, I only sleep 4 hours a night. Ooh, yikes. Do ya? That's taken years off your life. The other thing is it became a badge of honor to express how busy you are. Like busy equals success. How you doing? It's not fine, great, good, perfect, awesome. Not that. It's busy. How are you doing? I'm busy. That's a condition, that's a state now. So it's the American culture of bigger, better, faster, more, right? And there's some benefit to that. I'm not saying that America isn't awesome because we're always striving for innovation and to be first and do well and experience success. But I'm saying also health isn't conducive with busy all the time. So keep that in mind. Skimping on rest doesn't make you more productive. It makes you vulnerable. And rest isn't lazy. It's restoration. I was listening to a podcast with 4 different doctors the other day, and they were really harping on the fact that we don't allow ourselves restorative time. It's always about the next race, the next workout, if you're somebody who is, really into fitness, that could be the issue, that you're actually not allowing yourself restoration. It's an interesting perspective because we definitely don't, most of the population is not doing enough. But the ones who are doing enough tend to be doing not enough restoration. Okay, so something to consider. Rest isn't laziness. So you want to protect your sleep like you would your paycheck because one truly funds the other. Right? So you can't be more productive when you don't have the energy to do it or if your health isn't in check. Nutrition is the second pillar. So every bite you take is communication to your body. I say this all the time. Real food, grown, raised, made by nature. Okay. This gives your body the building blocks it needs for energy, for repair, and for clarity of mind. Again, I take you back to that visual I'm always going to with disease equaling congestion in the body. Right? You think about a highway with a lot of congestion, a lot of traffic. Things aren't moving fast and efficiently in traffic, right? If you put whole food into the body, then the traffic moves. If you're bogging it down with ultra processed foods, seed oils, things that gum up, lots of sugar, then your traffic is slow and there's a lot of congestion. So processed food confuses our system. It causes congestion. So make sure you're choosing foods that was alive recently. If it grew in the ground, if it swam, if it walked, or if it flew, it's probably a good choice. It's food that was alive. Okay. Third one is activity. So this is important. Movement is medicine. Okay. It supports your circulation. It supports your hormones. It supports your bone density. And it's also an emotional release. When we talk about stress, when we talk about anxiety, when we talk about these feelings that we have that create, the fight or flight condition in the body, we're talking about energy. We're talking about congestion in the body, energy congestion. You've got to move it through the body. The only way to do that is to get active, right? So you don't need to live in a gym, okay? But you do need to keep moving through life with intention. And so much of that is about building muscle and maintaining muscle. I covered muscle yesterday, and I'm going to keep it's kind of a theme this week. I'm going to keep bringing it up because we aren't putting enough emphasis on what muscle does. You want healthy bones? You need muscle. You want healthy hormones? You need muscle. You want to maintain a healthy weight? You need muscle. Like you want independence and mobility as you get older? You need muscle. Like it all comes down to muscle. So what are you doing to build muscle? Many people are focused on cardio for weight loss. And I would urge you to make the shift to muscle. Yeah, you got to keep moving, walking, moving things through for sure. But man, muscle is so important. And it isn't just for people that are aging. You got to start building your muscle early for healthy hormones as you get older. Very, very important. So again, you don't need to go to a gym. You can keep a set of dumbbells by your desk. You can keep a set of dumbbells by your bed. It doesn't have to be this big production. You would be surprised when you are lifting, heavier things, how little you actually have to do to change the body. You got to put it under a little adversity, but it doesn't have to be these long workouts, right? Lift heavier, do less, and get better results, especially when it comes to body composition, which is what we should be really focused on, is the composition of our body, not necessarily the weight, how much we weigh, what the scale says. Really, we should be focused on the composition. Do we have muscle or are we losing muscle? That's what's important. You ever seen anybody, that's a big person or whatever, maybe they've got like quite a big belly on them and then they lose weight, but they don't really look a whole lot different. They just look like a smaller person of themselves, right? They still have a belly. It's just a little smaller. It's the same shape. It's just like just shrunk down. That's because that's weight loss and not body composition. Okay? So community is the last pillar. And humans are wired for connection. Having people who lift you up, challenge you, and share in your purpose changes your health as much as supplementation, as much as activity, as much as sleep, because isolation weakens. You're not getting good sleep when you're isolated. You're not doing good nutrition long-term when you're isolated. You're not as active. It holds the whole thing together. I can't put enough stress on that. Really, you need people around you in order to sustain long-term healthy living. So invest in those relationships, right? Join a health community, volunteer, get around people that are of like minds when it comes to health goals. Don't hang out with people who are a group of French fry eating people. It's like a group that goes around and eats all different kinds of French fries, right? That's not the group you want to be in if you want optimum health. So it's just really common sense. Make sure you're getting it, not all the time, right? But make sure you're purposeful with spending some time with community that aligns with your optimum health. That immersion piece, again, is very, very important. When you nurture all 4 pillars, do not underestimate sleep. If you need help with sleep, text me on my text line. Nutrition, activity, and community. You don't just add years to your life, you add life to your years. Real health isn't found in a pill. It's built in the daily choices that honor your body, your spirit, and the people around you. Thanks so much for joining me today. This has been Naturally Inspired Radio.